Some they call it functional alcoholism, but if you know anything about Ben, he's got vision with precision, microphones and a tinkle of derision. You're about to hear what beer can be. It's time for Barley and me.
Welcome to Barley and Me. I'm your host, Ben Rice. We're here today for episode 183 in Rocklin, California at Moksa Brewing. With me today as part of the I Can Fight Cancer Brewfest, it's I Can Fight Cancer founder and hardworking guy,
Steve.
Higher. Thank you.
Yeah,
Take me higher, Steve.
Yeah.
All right. We did an episode a year ago, but as you were kind enough to point out, it was only 6 episodes ago, showing I don't do any work at all. And I'm sorry to you and the listeners.
The work that you do is that phenomenal. You don't have to do a bunch of it.
It's true. Yeah. People stick around. They come back for more. They're like, oh, there's a new one. And it takes a while for it to kind of click in.
Right.
There's a new one because there hadn't been for a while. But we're doing it. I'm back.
Right.
Like I just told you before we started. I sent out emails last night looking to schedule more instead of just waiting. And be like, I don't feel like it.
Right.
Anyway, what's going on?
I don't know. Just here hanging out with you.
Yeah.
It's my 3rd podcast with you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're talking about the Brewfest.
Yeah.
We'll do a short, brief recap.
Okay.
Of what happened last year.
Great. That would be great.
If there's a first-time listener out there right now, I lost my mom to cancer in 2019. Tried to get the Fuck Cancer initiative going. COVID hit 2020. Fast forward to last year, where we actually partnered up with 4 breweries, Flatland Brewing, Claimstake Brewing, Urban Roots Brewing, and Crooked Lane Brewing. We partnered up with All Be Aware, who is breast cancer awareness for the greater Sacramento area, and we raised almost $10,000 last year for them, which was fabulous with 4 breweries. That was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I think I knew, like, the very first event that we did last year at Urban Roots, I was like, next year I'm doing a beer fest. And here we are.
Yeah.
And it's happening. It's insane.
Yeah. And I think when we talked last year, it was like, what can we do to one-up last year this year?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I felt like it was going to be successful.
Right.
I think you had your trepidations about it.
Right.
And you also, let's call this out on the podcast, you worked your ass off on those 4 days.
I did. That was a lot of work.
You were there from open to close.
Right.
Every day.
Yep.
For those. Getting online, doing the handshaking.
Right.
Hearing stories, telling stories. So there's a lot of emotional labor as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I definitely went to Crooked Lane, and I definitely went to Urban Roots.
I feel like you were at 3.
Yeah, I think I missed Claimstake. I think Claimstake I couldn't do.
That was huge.
Yeah, the one I missed, of course. Classic. It's the Ben Rice effect.
Even if you were in and out, you were there, bro. Like, you had the kid duty and everything. So, it was huge. It was very, very taxing, very emotional. It was awesome to see all the support. So, this year's coming together.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot. It's just one day of emotionally taxing,
and there's definitely very long day,
and there's no other work leading up to it or anything like that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no planning involved.
No,
you don't. I just said, hey, I want to have a brew fest,
and then you just named a date, and no one fought back at all.
No, it was perfect. Yeah,
because you don't want anybody to say they're the ones that said I can fight cancer.
Yeah.
So City of Rancho Cordova rolled out the red carpet. They're like, we'll take care of the paperwork, Steve. Don't you worry about it.
I mean, not in so many words.
Right.
The Rancho City Hall was very excited about this event. They said, this is one of the events we've been missing.
Yeah.
Although I've heard they did have a beer fest there. I don't know when that was or what happened, but I have a feeling that this one's going to be very successful.
Yeah.
The Parks District has been very cooperative. Honestly, I just met with them a couple weeks ago at the park. Very cooperative. Very, like, they literally told me, like, we want to see your event be successful.
I mean, it's a pretty hard sell. Hey, we're going to get a bunch of people to drink beer from fantastic breweries.
Right.
And the money we raise will go to cancer research and to cancer patients to help with their bills and things like that. So obviously no one's interested. So the fact that you even got where you're at.
I can't believe anybody's joining me on this. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get through it.
Yeah. So, what are the realities that faced you going from we're going to do 4 events to I'm doing a brew fest that you did not think were going to happen?
I knew it was going to be a lot of work,
Yeah.
but I did not know it was going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
This thing it's insane. Like there's so many different aspects of this venue to tackle. It's like, and the permits and getting the breweries on board, which hasn't been too bad. Most of the breweries have jumped on rather easily, but it's a lot of constant emails, like the same emails back and forth. So the fire department and the Sac County Health Department, and I mean getting all your vendors lined up, the setup and the tear down, and it's just the
assigning
coordination.
spaces.
The coordination of everything has to come together perfect. But yeah, I think it's I'm at the point where I'm starting to get excited about it. So tickets are selling. We got to pass a lot of big hurdles. So I mean,
Yeah, and you're still adding vendors, right?
uh,
Even now.
I'm
Or you just not-
working on it. I'm
Yeah.
working on it. I think I have a possibility of 3 more breweries right now. I have technically signed up to pour. I have 32 breweries right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I have 5 other breweries that are donating beer that we will be pouring,
Okay.
which is fantastic. I mean, they're like, hey, we can't be there, but
Right.
hey, let us send you some beer.
Yeah. And it'll
So-
be like a little tent that's like the...
We're actually going to set up a couple of Sacramento Beer Enthusiasts tent.
Nice,
Where some of my volunteers will be pouring.
Nice.
So
And you already have those volunteers picked out, ready to go?
I actually have 30. I have a list of 30 volunteers right
It
now.
sounds right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel hopefully that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can just kind of like walk around, chat with everybody, kind of like soak everything in.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to me. So yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Let's get down to the things that we haven't mentioned. Date, time, location, how they can buy tickets.
The date is October 5th. The venue is the Village Green Park in Rancho Cordova. Sorry, sometimes it's harder to say than you think.
Yeah.
So that's 3141 Bridgeway Drive in Rancho Cordova. VIP starts at 1 p.m. It gets you special glassware, early access to the VIP beers, which I have about 19 breweries bringing special beer for VIP hour. Yeah, so that's going to be a great time. And then general admission is from 2 to 5. I have 4 food trucks. The food trucks are Red's Pizzeria, Soul on a Roll food truck. I have Stoner Burger, and I'm drawing a blank on the third one. Oh, I'm West Coast Taco Bar. Sorry.
Oh,
I don't know how I
nice.
leave that on there.
Big get.
Yeah, there's just a lot of information inside my head, and it's hard to bring it out.
Is it?
Yeah.
What are the odds? I mean, it's only 4 food trucks.
Yeah.
32 to 37 breweries.
Yeah.
Possibly 40, I think, if I'm doing the math
yeah,
right.
I think the max I can do out there is 40 tents.
Then you have 30 volunteers.
Yeah, 30.
And then 75 rubber stamps.
Yeah.
How many glasswares you got to juggle in your head there? Because you got specialty glassware and you got normal S glassware.
Yeah, so VIP is going to get special glassware. Those tickets are very close to being sold out right now. So there's 150 VIP tickets in there, and those are the ones that are pretty close to being sold out right now.
Nice.
But I think I'm going to do like 350 for general admission.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, so about 500 people.
yeah, so about 500 tickets being sold.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which I think is plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a decent size.
The crazy part is, like, when I originally thought about doing this, I was gonna keep this like a small venue, and only a handful of breweries or whatever, and then it just started growing, and I couldn't shut it off. Like,
Yeah.
why not just make it bigger?
Yeah.
Because this will be probably one of the coolest beer fests around here. I'm thinking. So I know the Rocklin Brewfest is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've been to that one a few times. Really great venue. I'm hoping to get up there. I got some really great breweries showing up. So
Yeah, I think as your first go through, that's pretty incredible.
right.
And you want to make sure that you can control it because there's like insurance costs
Oh
and
yeah,
all that stuff. So you're like, I don't want to have 1,000 people running around. That just
Yeah.
adds
Yeah.
More things, more security, more emergency personnel.
Right.
You're just like, hey, we don't know what this is yet. We want this money to go to the charity as best we can.
Right.
Keep those costs down as far as
Yeah.
all that is. And then you'll find out what it is. And I think you're going to see a sellout, Steve. I'm just going to guess.
I'm hoping so.
I'm going to guess this podcast serves no purpose other than to have it on record because you're doing great.
You're killing me. Yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Still stuff to nail down, but I mean, it's
You got a month and a half.
yeah.
You got it.
And I started on this super early,
Yeah.
like 6 months ago.
At least.
Yeah.
I was like February at least, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
And you just finished up this first around, October last year?
yeah, October last year.
So you had like
Yeah.
3 months to kind of think about it, then you had to get to
Right.
work.
Yeah. If you don't start on it early, you're screwed
Yeah.
because it takes so long to get certain items that you really need for the beer fest, like the ABC license and stuff like that, insurance, the okay for the fire department to set up the fencing. I mean, it takes there's a lot of back and forth, and there's a wait period. You turn your applications in, and so if anybody out there is thinking about doing a beer fest, absolutely do it. But hire
Hire a professional.
a committee,
A team.
yeah,
A team of trusted individuals.
Yeah.
With experience.
Yeah.
Maybe connections who can speed race these.
Well, that's the cool thing is now
you have it.
I'm going to have a bunch of connections next year.
Yeah.
And it will be easier.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, which will allow me to add on more stuff to the beer fest,
Right.
like live music and some other cool things. I'm already thinking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, the connections are really important this year, and I've learned a lot.
You've learned a lot. And
Yeah.
next year it'll be easier, but you're like, I'm going to start earlier, so it's even easier.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
all that stuff, but you'll know the traps.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm doing this again the same time next year.
You
Can
know
I
it.
just have my permits?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just give me my permits now.
Yeah. I know the forms. Just send them
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
I'll get it taken care of.
I made copies the last time you sent me, and I'll just fill them out and send them back
Yeah,
to you.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Have there been any changes
Yeah.
that I need to be aware of? What are they? Okay, I can still do that.
Right.
There's no deal breakers in this change to the contract.
Yeah.
Man, how does it feel? How do you feel having done what you've done?
Right now, I have a big monkey off my back. Like, I feel like I've gotten through a big part of actually putting this event on, but it has been very overwhelming. Like, I've actually lost sleep over this because I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, what could I be doing to, and it's crazy. I don't regret any part of this so far. I absolutely love putting all this together. Next year I'm gonna get more help putting this together. Because I just have a hard time asking for stuff.
Yes.
But that's fine because this thing means so much to me. It's actually easier than probably I'm making it sound right now to just put
Well, you're doing it alone. It's always harder.
Well, yeah.
And you're not doing it alone,
No,
but fairly.
totally not alone. But I mean, there's different aspects of this. I could have asked for help and
it's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard.
And you also if you ask for help, you got to explain what the help is. And
Right.
It's like all this time I'm spending doing that, I could have just done it.
Right.
And there's that part, but it's like the work you put in now helps for next year because the
sure.
person understands it.
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
done it, and then next year they're like, oh yeah, the thing I did last year, I'll do that again.
Yeah,
I can add a
this
little
is
bit
my
more.
baby. So
Yeah.
this is
You wanna make-
my project.
It's your perfect baby.
It's super important to me. I'm gonna do this every year until I can't do it.
Yeah.
But
But you need people that can take that reign from you.
yeah.
And I think, I've been doing this podcast a long time. A lot of brewers that start up, they're like, yeah, I'm going to be the owner, operator, and brewer. And
Right.
immediately they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that was-
I actually can only do one of those things.
that was a lot more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you eventually have to find somebody who you can
Right.
trust to do the things that they're more suited for than you are, or that they maybe you're like, I've advanced past this. This is a little bit easier, and you can do that.
Right.
And then you can learn what I'm doing, and I can hand off that, and you can hand off that, and you just build it. And I think one of the things we talked about last year on our podcast about this exact same thing is how scalable this project is.
Right.
The fact that you could be doing this nationwide, helping to put that movement out. And I think last year was Fuck Cancer, which is a little hard to say,
Yeah.
as you
very
learned.
very hard to promote last year. I couldn't get anybody to promote it. I don't know
it was
why.
very strange. But now you have this incredible logo.
Yeah.
The Fight Cancer, that's what you initially called it, but then they highlighted the I in can.
Yeah.
And it's like it became a whole different thing.
It was
even.
done by my best friend Russell K. He's the one that came up with the logo. So
Yeah.
that was huge.
That's huge.
Because there were certain things that I was like I wanted to do, but I had to come up with the name of the event.
Yeah.
So he's like, here, what do you think about this? And I was like, nailed it. It just goes straight to the point.
Yeah.
The logo is great.
Yeah.
So I just.
Now, did you have the idea of I can fight cancer or just fight cancer?
Oh, I had the idea of fuck cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you had to change it.
Yeah. No, he saw this. He saw this kind of in a pattern somewhere, and he kind of reincorporated it into the logo. And I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's use it.
It's so.
He goes, is it okay? And I'm like, don't change anything.
Don't
Just
change anything.
Leave it. It's perfect.
We're good.
Like, yeah. It gets right to the point. It's super simple. Yeah.
It gets. You use 2 words, so you use 4 words.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get the known colors for cancer research and cancer support.
Yeah.
So it's built into that.
Right.
It's like you said, you see it, you're just like, no, we're done.
Yeah. And it's very the logo itself is very interchangeable. Like next year we could add another kind of cancer into it.
Right.
You know, we could support 2 different kinds of cancer and so on and so forth. So
super malleable.
Yeah.
Recognizable. It's a great. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, did you know you nailed it? And I think you did.
Well, he did a great job on the logo. Yeah. And like I said, that was very important to move on to some next steps. So we'll just get to where you can actually buy tickets. Shoot, I don't even have it on me right now.
Oh, you know who does?
Do you have it on you?
I have it right on me.
Of all the
We're gonna
things.
race. Now, I forgot to put my phone somewhere that made sense, but, give.allbeaware.org.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could also buy shirts.
Yeah, so you can click on that, and if you scroll down, it gives you all the information of the Beer Fest. It also gives you a link to the our beer page website where shirts are for sale. The proceeds are going to go back to All Be Aware also, but really cool shirts. I think they came out great. Women's V-necks, men's shirts, both available in pink and black. So yeah, it's just if you want to wear your shirt. That's what I'm trying to do is there's an end date to order your shirt is the 23rd of this month because I'm trying to get them made and shipped out to you so you can actually wear them to the Beer Fest if you want to wear them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose I should spell it. Give.allbeaware.org, ALBIEAWARE.org. Give.allbeaware.org for tickets, shirts, all those things, and other ways to support just All Be Aware in general.
Yeah, and even if you can't make it out to the Beer Fest, there's a donate button right there. You can click on that, donate, whatever your heart feels like is right for you. So there's tons of ways to give back. So, great little organization. They do a ton of, if you can't afford to get something done, they'll help you out. They've got a ton of great advice, where to go. They'll help you get to the place where you need to get. I think I said a bunch of this last year, but it still pertains.
It still pertains every year.
Yeah, they just had their 20th anniversary, so I mean they've been around there. It's a super small organization. One of the reasons why I chose them. So I know everybody there in the office. So
I kicked this around in my head earlier today, just thinking. I'm like, it is an incredible thing that you're doing, right? But also, it's kind of depressing that we're still in a space where we have to do things like this to get people to stay afloat while they're fighting a thing that is destroying their body, their finances, and their family at the same time.
Sure.
When it should just be, hey, there should be like governmental support for this type of thing so that we don't have to do this. We can still do this, but it should not be, hey, we're going to help you stay afloat. It's like, hey, let's get you back on dry land.
Right.
And so that's, I think, a frustrating part of this whole thing. As you can tell from me violently beating my microphone stand.
You have quick reflexes, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I love that this concept exists and that you're doing it, and it's also secretly frustrating that it has to happen like this, like that, that there's a need for it.
Oh, yeah, it's super frustrating. Yeah, but the older I get, the more I want to give back. Yeah. I mean, I don't care. It just feels right. Like I don't, this feels like something you should be doing.
You should be doing anyway.
So
right.
I've fashioned this idea with this fuck cancer event, and
to be fair, fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck cancer for sure.
Yeah,
and it's like 8 times bigger than it was last year. Yeah, maybe even more. But I think this is how I'm giving back.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna keep doing it. So
yeah, and I think like I said, even if that wasn't true, that everything was covered, you'd still do it because you still want to help people like be better than they were,
right?
Or like make things easier, even if they have not been affected in the way that like.
Yeah, extremely lucky
Yeah.
if you haven't been affected by cancer in
Right.
one way or the other. But
Yeah, but if you're not being affected by like our terrible healthcare system, for
Right.
instance, but you'd still need this because there's like the humanity aspect of it.
right,
Yeah, I really love this concept, and I think every year it's going to get bigger, and you need a lot of people that help you, and there's going to be people that will help you, Steve.
yeah,
And-
I've had so many people reach out to me about this beer fest. It's like, excuse me, and the people I don't even know, but I started another profile page for the beer page, and then I've got all these friends on there.
Yeah.
Over 800 friends on the beer fest page. So, yeah, and a majority of them have reached out to me like, "What do you need? What do you need? I'm a cancer survivor, or I've lost this person, or I've lost this person, or this person's battling it right now." So that's why I'm saying, like, if you've lost somebody, come out, let's celebrate him. If you know somebody who's a cancer survivor, bring them out, let's celebrate them. I mean, that's what this event's all about. Like,
Yeah.
if you know somebody who needs help, reach out to All Be Aware. Like, they'll help you out. I mean, they are breast cancer awareness, but I have a feeling that
They like,
Yeah.
well, I'm sorry.
if they
no help here.
if they can't help you personally, they're
They'll
gonna
get
point you
you
in the
in the
right
direction.
direction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a cool thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Well, at times I'm proud of myself too.
Yeah. I think, you get caught up in the work and you might forget that, or you make a mistake and you kind of forget that.
Right. Yeah. It's very. It can consume you.
Yeah.
It's very consuming.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think I'm at a point now where I can kind of take a step back and take a breath and just like, okay, this is gonna happen now.
Yeah.
'cause there's hurdles you got to get over. So certain things that you have to have in order for a beer fest to come along. So fencing and volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And now these volunteers, are they putting up the fencing, or is the fire department required to do that on their own so that they can
No, the
preserve
fire
the...
department's not putting
just-
up the fencing.
They're just making sure.
the fencing vendor.
Okay.
So when we tried to get the okay through the fire department, we had to make a site map
Okay.
to show the fencing go around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have to have proof of vendor already, or proof of a company that's doing it, or no?
No.
Okay, great.
No,
Just
they
like-
just wanted to see the site map,
Mhm.
and then they look at it for a couple minutes, and then they charge you. And
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, let's see, the fence goes around the whole thing, but there's also entranceways and exits?
Yeah, that was the big thing. Like,
The exits?
yeah, the main entrance is actually the main entrance to the park, and then I have 2 exits going out the back. So
Just in case.
yeah, and there's going to be security guards out there,
Yeah.
and the whole
Yeah.
kit and caboodle.
Yeah. So you mentioned no live music this year.
None this year.
Do you have like a DJ playing? What's going on?
I am going to set up some speakers out there.
Okay.
Some like Bluetooth speakers or something.
Okay.
Because I want to have some background music.
Okay. So you're making your own playlist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that gonna be? I'm not sure how that's gonna work out yet, but
Okay.
yeah.
You're just using all your friends' bands?
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
Hey, wouldn't you mind donating your whole album and I'll play it on random?
Yeah. Just on shuffle. Just go for it.
Yeah.
I'll have some kind of music out there because
You gotta.
yeah.
It's part of it. Like, it's kind of weird. It's
Yeah.
like in a movie where there's no background music. Like, wait.
Right.
I'm like, I know they're not.
Maybe
in
I could
this.
just get you to spin some records out there. or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I'll bring all my records out.
Yeah.
We'll go. Yeah.
DJ Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll use that because my college DJ name is not for air.
Oh. Well,
Well, so, you're younger, you're stupider, you're more likely to say dumb things
Right.
as a name for yourself.
Right.
It's fine.
that is yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you off air.
I'm
what
trying
my
to think.
DJ
Is there
name
anything
is.
that we're missing here?
I mean, we're probably missing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I'm noticing in my glass there, I'm missing this thing called beer.
Yeah.
So I had you had brought me over a West Coast Pilsner.
Yeah.
from-
The axial tilt.
from Moksa.
Yeah. Moksa. You ever been there?
Moksa. I think I'm there right now, Steve.
Oh my God! I think you're right.
And I think I want to thank them for letting us use their
looks
space.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty okay with it.
Yeah, I feel like we both have connections to the space that they're like a little bit easier going
Right.
with us doing
Yeah.
it. But what we think about what we forgot? Should we get another beer?
We should. We're back now. We got some beer in our glass, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a Capade lemonade sour.
Yeah, and I got Catching Waves, which is a Collaboration with Machine Head Brewing in Clovis, California. Rob's a pretty good guy down there.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, and speaking of music, Machine Head is
Yeah.
a band.
Yeah.
And it's also a song by Bush.
I
so
think
we actually
that's
get two
why
different-
he named his brewery. He's a big
Machine Head guy?
yeah.
Okay.
So-
Nice. So Rob, you said his name is Rob also?
Mhm.
But so is Rob from Machine Head.
Oh, that's
Are
funny.
they the same person?
They are not.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Two
Yeah.
Robs.
I
Rob
don't think
Flynn.
Machine Head Rob would open up a brewery, but
I think he would.
oh, maybe he would.
You know, because one dude from the Red Sox, he did.
Okay.
So, what's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
The Red Sox, third baseman.
I don't do baseball. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, no baseball.
You're like, I'm not talking about the Red Sox on this mic.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That's what I feel like is happening.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I
Okay.
tried to get an angle. But
Yeah, I'm not the
not-
baseball dude. Yeah.
I feel like you are, and I feel like you're lying to me.
No,
Okay, great.
I don't watch baseball at all.
Great.
I don't mind going to games though.
Oh, yeah. Games
Games are fine.
are fun.
Yeah.
That's an experience. It's a
Get
whole...
get a nice foot long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a beer and a
About
$19 beer.
Yeah, $19 beer.
Yeah.
You sit there, you're with community.
Right.
You get to see all the cool things the stadium has done. And then you get to watch. You don't have to pay that close of attention because you'll know when to pay attention because there's be like a roar and you're like, oh, right. Hey.
Oh, something happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wow.
And every 37 minutes.
I missed it.
Yeah.
It's like NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they do? They turned left. They turned left. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely
there
turned
it is.
left.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, great. So not baseball. Machine Head. We've done it.
We've done it.
All right. I think we need to let the cat out of the bag on this, Steve. I think your connection with Moksa might be financial.
I have no financial ties to Moksa.
I mean, it feels like maybe they have financial ties to you.
Oh yeah, I definitely do work here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely do work here. I've gotten the nickname of
Scott?
no. Because we have our in-house carbonated water that we make. It's different fruit flavors, profiles. But it's called Moksa Greeno. And I've actually had people order the Moksa Gringo.
That's what I
from me.
assumed.
Yeah, so I just tell them that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not available
I
in
see.
a to-go glass.
I see where the name comes from now.
Yeah.
The original name.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was Gringo also.
Yeah, it is not.
No,
Yeah.
it's based on the water
Yeah,
beverage
yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now I'm the Moxa Gringo. So
That
that's
makes
fine.
sense. Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
white.
Yeah. And then for me and you, your nickname is Scott.
It is. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
'Cause,
You gave me that one
One
night.
time I just said Scott instead of Steve.
Yeah.
And didn't even know I'd done
Yeah.
it. And
Give your beer tenders, Paul and Scott, a round of applause
Yeah.
for the beers they poured tonight.
Yeah, famously, Scott is the manager here, or whatever you want to title he has,
CEO.
CEO.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just give him, and he's great at getting the mail.
Yeah, yeah. And then I am also financially tethered to Moksa
Oh, yeah.
in that I run their monthly comedy show
Yeah.
every final Tuesday at 7 p.m. for free, unless of course we get something cool down the line and maybe we do tickets.
Yeah.
And then you often have to work those, and I'm sorry.
I often have to work most of them.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's a bummer. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Well, you don't make the schedule.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's true. You can't just ask out, I guess.
No.
It's just because they hate you, Steve. That's why you're working them.
Pretty hateable.
Yeah. But I think they're going pretty good. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like the comedy shows here.
Yeah, perfect. You know, I run a lot of shows. If you didn't know, they're available. You can check them out at barleymepod.com if I remember to update that website at all. You can also find their availability on my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or on eventbrite.com.
You can listen to them through Spotify, which is where I was listening to
Okay.
mine. Yeah.
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Significantly fewer places than you could like 3 years ago, but
Right,
there's
yeah,
ways
yeah.
to listen. If you listen to it now, you know how to find it.
Yeah.
You found it
It's
because you
super
found
easy.
it.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Yeah.
I was listening to last year's
Yeah.
podcast earlier today, so
Yeah.
yeah.
It's also super easy when it's still in the top, first scroll.
Right.
Back and it's like it's the front page. It turns out it was the last one.
Right.
How does it? I was going to ask you a question, and it's a tough one. So, how do you feel about pursuing passions while also having to live in a reality? That balance between the things that bring you joy and the things you have to do in order to have joy.
I don't think there's a lot of things that I have to do to have joy. If that is I don't know if that makes any sense.
I mean, to some people it does and some people it doesn't.
Well, the older I get, the simpler life seems to be to me. Like, the things I wanted and I felt like I needed when I was younger are not that important to me anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the more I want to give back. Actually, I mean, it's gotten simpler.
Yeah.
So I don't need a lot to make me happy.
Yeah, you figured out what that is,
Yeah,
right?
I don't need a lot. So
yeah, there's a time when would you say you were ever a collector, a person who like just gathered stuff, just needed stuff to have, just so you could say that you had it?
Sure, yeah. There were times when I was, I mean, like I needed to have the latest whatever it was that was out. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to back when I was younger, I used to collect Jordans.
Yeah.
At one time, I had like 15 or 20 pairs of them because it was the newest thing. I mean, but now I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like my Chucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and you used to have a lot of hobbies, a lot of things that took up time, money, space, energy. And then you're like, well, those were fun for a while, but eventually you're like, well, these are the three things that I kind of want to focus my energies on. I think that just comes with time.
Yeah. Certain things are not that important.
Yeah.
I think helping people out is. So
yeah.
I don't have a lot. Well, I do have a lot going on right now. Just the beer fest, but
it's because you're trying to help people out.
Yeah.
So it's part of the thing that makes you happy. So it's not. Does it feel like work, or does it feel like? I mean, sometimes it probably does, but generally speaking.
I mean, generally speaking, no, because I can see the finish line and I can already feel the end result that's going to happen. So I'm like, there's the days that I feel overwhelmed are not outweighed by the feeling I'm going to have that day of the event when the air horn sounds and everybody can start pouring.
Yeah.
Is going to be, everything else is going to go to the back. And it's just going to be a great feeling of joy and know that I'm giving back to somebody that needs it.
Yeah, so. I think even just seeing people loading in is going to do that for you.
Man, I
cannot lining up.
Freaking wait to see the line start forming.
Yeah,
and this whole thing just
that
getting
buzz
kicked
that
off.
Coming through.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about letting the VIP people in maybe 20 to 30 minutes early before 1 p.m. so they can. No, I don't care. This is fine. So they can go where they want to the breweries they want, and then at the 1 o'clock hour,
so they can wander.
I'm gonna sound the air horn to let everybody know they can start pouring. Just something fun. Just
get your information beforehand.
Yeah,
what are you serving?
Yeah,
kind of make your choices.
Yeah, I think it's just
figure out your angles.
Yeah, to get everything set up, and then to see people actually start lining up and to know that people are gonna come in. It's going to be a great thing.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great idea because also it gives you maximum time on that hour.
Right.
And it also, being able to form lines, you can see that and be like, okay, I'm going to go to one of the lesser ones so I can make sure I can get that and then move to that. And also you get because at the VIP and just the beer fest in general, people want to talk. They're like, what's this thing? Tell me about this. Tell me about you.
Sure.
And so if you have that half hour extra where you're kind of wandering around, you can get that out of the way without interrupting the flow of the pours.
Yeah. And there's like 19 breweries bringing VIP beers, let the people go where they want, you know, without rushing over there. You know what I'm saying? So
and
let them come in, mingle with each other a little bit, and then when
settle
the time,
in.
Yeah, when the time hits, we'll start pouring.
Yeah,
and everybody can have a great time.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
you should definitely do that.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it.
You should definitely do that.
Yeah, and I'm selling designated driver tickets too. So I've actually sold about 10 of those, which is great because some people don't drink. And they can bring their, partner, whatever, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. Yeah. And then they got a safe ride home. And that's something that their beer page has always promoted is safe rides home. So, yeah, it's important. I don't want anybody getting hurt. So, yeah. There's actually a Lowe's not too far away from there. It wouldn't be a bad walk at all. So, the huge parking lot over there. Yeah. You could literally just park there and walk to the park.
Yeah. And then get a party van home.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, safe rides, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't want anybody getting hurt. Yeah,
no.
I want this to be the best event possible.
Yeah, and I think as people get more used to beer festivals, they get used to that part.
Sure.
First of all, probably drinking less at them.
Sure.
And then also making sure that they have a way home, because I think when you're young and it's your first, like when you're starting out, you're like, I'm gonna drink the heaviest things, and I'm just gonna let the chips fall where they may. And I think we all mature into like, this is a fun thing, but like we're still.
Yeah.
We have lives to be concerned about.
I mean,
my actions have consequences.
Yeah. I mean, what it boils down to is you you still and should be responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you're gonna overdrink, just get an Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I mean,
Yeah.
it's way better than
Whatever.
taking a chance and driving home.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially when police know there's a Brewfest in town.
I guarantee you they're gonna be.
They'll be
Yeah.
around.
And actually,
They'll be on site.
Yeah.
Even.
Well, no, I think we're actually going with off-duty officers. So, yeah, the security will be off-duty officers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
probably not somewhere you want
Yeah.
to mess around, but enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But just make sure you got a safe ride home. That's
Yeah.
all. It's easy. It's super simple.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a $20 Uber or a $10,000 DUI or possibly
And then
killing yourself or somebody else.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
Your car. Loss of
you,
your car.
you would
all that
never
stuff.
live
Yeah.
with yourself if
Yeah.
you did that. So,
We're here to help save lives. We're not trying to.
yeah, we're here to help people in need, not
Yeah.
create
More-
something.
yeah.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah. All right. I've gone down some negative avenues here because
That's fine.
But I think
It all
it's the
needs to be
reality.
talked
It's the
about.
reality of life and
Yeah.
business and beer. I think so. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Is what I think.
I have tried not to overhype. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not a huge pat yourself on the back
Yeah.
person, but I feel like it's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're pretty
yeah.
low key. Like you don't
Yeah.
need a lot of that stuff. The self-aggrandizement or even outside aggrandizement. I feel like you're like, I know what I did, and
Yeah,
I can appreciate that.
I feel like it's gonna be a cool event,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to make it the best experience for everybody. I've been to enough of these. I know the aspects of what needs to be there and happen. So, yeah, I think probably be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years of experience
Yeah.
being put to the test.
Right.
Years of networking put to the test.
I do have a great connection with people as
Yeah.
far as the beer industry. I think that's helped me out a lot. So
Yeah, it's a lot easier when you're not starting from actual scratch.
yeah, sure. Can you imagine like not being in the beer industry
And trying to do
to
this?
get breweries?
I mean, I've worked with people who are not that came in as like marketing or whatever,
Right.
And they're like, we're trying to get this thing off the ground. I'm like, well, you came in completely wrong.
right.
Like you have no history in this. Like, no, we've never done this. I'm like, yeah, you can tell. Like
Yeah.
you have no experience in this. Because when you're trying to come in and you don't know, like, you see a brewery, you see it's full. You're like, oh, they're probably just in the back drinking. It's like, no, they're doing work. So you can't send
Right.
an email that's like not clear on what it's for.
Right.
In the first two sentences,
Sure.
they get demands for donations. They get job
all the
requests.
time.
It's like you have.
Yeah.
If you're somebody you don't know, you better be to the point, or you're not getting a response.
Yeah, that's the
Like-
thing. That's the thing about breweries is
And you're trying to do a
they
festival.
get asked for this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
The donations
Yeah.
and everything. And I got to tell you, these breweries, for the most part, have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of them have been overly excited about. This is the kind of fest I want to do.
Yeah.
This means something. Like
Yeah.
this is giving back to somebody.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find a brewery that doesn't have some sort of association
Right.
with the need for what this Brewfest does.
Right.
So they're going to want to be involved.
Right. I've had some private messages from people that actually are battling cancer right now, and it's hard to read that stuff for me because I've lost people. So, you just got to try to give them like words of encouragement, and you're gonna be fine. Just keep fighting. That's what we're doing this for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's tough.
But your job is to make sure, well, not make sure, but do your best.
Yeah.
It's on you every single time, Steve.
Right, yeah,
no,
that's it.
No,
It's the big
you're-
monkey on your back.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's, you're doing your best to make things as fine as you can make them.
yeah. I mean,
And to make things a little bit brighter for a very dark time for a lot of people.
right. That's tough, yeah, because cancer is just. I mean, there's a lot of horrible diseases out there, right,
Yeah.
and stuff that you can get. I don't know. It hits home with me.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. It's because it's like we know so much, but we know so little.
right.
And the sheer devastation it does to the human body
Right.
and the human psyche, and like how it tears apart family. Even like it's one of those things that like you can't really quantify
Right.
to a person who hasn't experienced it.
Yeah, it's tough, but we're doing something. We're trying to make a difference. I
Yep.
think we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any little way you can. It's better than nothing,
yeah. I mean,
and demonstrably better than nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like pretty great. $10,000 last year.
almost.
Almost.
You know what?
You won't even take it. You're like, no, we're not rounding up.
I kick myself because I feel like I should have just donated that a little bit more just to hit
the
the
number?
10,000
No,
mark.
but you would know
Yeah,
it was
I know,
all a
I know,
sham.
I know.
But let's just round up. What if we just rounded up, Steve?
Yeah.
What if we just rounded up and called it 10?
Yeah. I mean, it was super close.
No one's
it
no
was
one's gonna be
super
like
close.
it was 9.83. You know,
Yeah.
no one's gonna do
It
that.
was $9,566.
Oh, you were way off.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, what's your problem? What are you even doing this for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's ever rounded up 9.5 to 10,
Yeah.
Steve. No one's ever done that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was actually closer to 10 than 9
Right.
because of that $66.
So you just round it up.
Yeah.
You know,
That's fine.
That's how you do.
Yeah.
Like, how tall are you, Steve?
Approximately 5'9".
Okay, when you say 5'9",
Yeah.
how 5'8" are you?
I think I'm closer to 5'10" than 5'8".
Oh, so you were one of those people. You
Yeah.
actually rounded down to the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So like I'm 6'3", but it's like 6'2" and a third. But I'm like it's more than 6'2", so
you're
it's 6'3".
Yeah, you're pretty 6-footish up there. You're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I feel like I also had didn't stand up straight for a long time. Anyway,
Yeah.
the point is,
Yeah.
you can lie, and it's reasonable to round. Approximations are fine. And do you want to say 9,566 or do you want to say 10,000?
10,000
easier.
sounds cooler.
Sounds cooler.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
short. It is shorter.
Yeah.
And
It
it's-
is. Yeah.
And it's technically not
Yeah.
untrue.
Technically.
It is technically untrue, but it's also technically not untrue.
It's a white lie. Is that a white lie?
It's just how numbers work. You round it up. Unless you need to be exact, which you don't.
I don't.
When it comes to your taxes, you should.
The check's out there.
Right. When
Everybody
it
saw the
comes
check,
to like how
so-
much was raised, when the IRS is involved, you got to be exact. But
Right.
but for general, like, hey, I'm pitching. Hey, I'm looking for vendors or promotion. You can just be like, generally speaking, I made $10,000
Right.
on my own.
It was super.
With no help from anyone.
Super close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super close.
Yeah. And that's how numbers work here
Yeah.
at Barley. And
Yeah. Not the what is that? Common core math. No
Yeah.
common core math there. It's pretty close. Pretty simple.
yeah. So 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6
Yeah.
is 12 plus 17. 20. You made $26,000. That's what I found
Yeah.
out.
That was only 10, but if you do that,
But if you
stuff,
do it
it's-
that way, and every number is its own 1,000,
Right.
then you've done great.
wow, we did a lot last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's only 100 each, then
This
you
year it's
did,
going to be, according to your math, it's going to be so much.
it's going to be, well, let's ask this question. How much are tickets?
VIP are 80 and general are 50.
50. So it seems like, generally speaking, that's going to be more than last year. But it's also a lot more expensive.
It should be, but there
There's a
definitely are costs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I know.
They're
And
just donating this land to you?
No.
No.
There are some costs. I put out some money too. I purchased some more glasses, but I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. This is a well worth the event. So, yeah, there's definitely costs.
Now, do you have additional donation buckets planned for the venue?
I'll probably leave that up to Albee, but they can also do that when they buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay,
said,
cool.
They could buy tickets. I know a few people that have bought tickets, bought a shirt, and donated back.
Okay, so you can. It's really
yeah, right on the site you can donate too if you
yeah.
want.
So basically, it's essentially a minimum requested donation.
Yeah.
And then you can pay what you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Whatever
yeah.
you want.
Yeah,
You could
It's
pay
not-
$80 for regular tickets.
Yeah, that's true. You
Yeah,
could. Yeah,
You could. Yeah.
lots of ways to donate.
You win.
Somebody wins.
Somebody-
somebody that needs the help hopefully is going to win.
Somebody
So,
gets a little bit of help.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be there in any other way.
right. I mean, I don't know all the what it costs to get a test done or have a test ran or get treatment, but I'm just thinking just like last year, 10,000. How many people is that helping? Like I hope a bunch.
Yeah.
But I don't,
don't
know.
know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. But maybe that's something I should find out. Maybe that's something I should ask more of.
And then,
That's actually a really great question.
But then you have to face the very cold reality of the realities of our.
But you know what? If if it just helped one person,
yeah.
I mean,
That's all you need. You just
I
need the
mean,
one. You
yeah.
just need the one. If it turns out to be two, that's twice as good.
Yeah. So,
And if it was, you definitely helped one person. We know
Right.
that for a fact because
Right.
you didn't raise $0.
right,
You raised $10,000.
right.
So you at least helped one person.
Yeah, let's just leave it at 10. It sounds nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, again, this is year 2.
Year 2.
So then we got year 3.
Let's just
pretty
focus on year
Nope.
2 right now.
No, we gotta jump ahead.
Yeah.
No. I know it's gonna be great this year, and I know next year's gonna be great. I know that you're gonna start building a team because I know you'll realize you need one. I know you'll realize you need one.
I probably could have used one this year.
Yes.
I could have. Let's take the probably out of there. Next year, yeah. Because actually, if I do the same venue, I'll take the amphitheater and I'll have live music, and I could actually, what sounds really crazy, I could actually add on more breweries, which seems like a lot.
Which is how this goes, and then you get to the point where you've got too many breweries, and people are like, "Well, what is it now?"
Yeah, I think honestly, I think there is a point where it's too many.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've been to some of the bigger beer fests, like I think it was last year or the year before. I went to Firestone Walker, and if you haven't been there before, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
And you literally have to pick where you're going.
Yeah.
That's
You got to plan ahead.
You have to. Yeah. There's this whole site map, and you just pick where you're going.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Same thing with Boonville. You would get that map in advance.
Okay.
You'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the layout. Well, what
Right.
do I want to hit? Yeah, I remember doing that back in the day because, yeah, they like, I think it was on the website. You would have a map like a few days before of where the things were, and you just be like, okay.
That's one of the things I know I'm gonna have. Like, we'll see between 32 and 40 breweries. In my head right now, I still have time to do it. I kind of want to make a site map.
Yeah.
And then just have them at check-in so people can grab them.
Yeah.
And it tells you
Where
the breweries are.
Yeah.
It's not a ginormous park, but it's pretty decent sized. And there's a giant walkway going down the middle that's covered in trees. It's actually pretty. But then on each side of that, there's going to be like however many breweries set up on each side. So
Wait, are you telling me there's going to be shade at a beer festival?
there is. There's a beautiful walkway down
Is that
the
even
center
legal?
with benches and trees covering it.
No. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah, there's gonna be places to sit. I mean, you could bring your own chair and just kind of hang out, or there's a couple of places with like seating in it already. It's not a lot of seating, but it's a pretty cool little park.
Yeah, and a way out of the heat if you need it. Well, it's
Yeah.
October. It might not be that bad, but it also could be.
Well, I remember last year at Urban Roots on the 7th. It was kind of warm outside.
That was a very warm day.
Even they had their misters going on the patio, but it is what it is. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's for a great cause. Oh, I actually had one of my good friends. She works for, I believe, Pepsi and Frito-Lay, and they're donating a whole pallet of water.
Nice.
So I'm like, I didn't want to do water bottles, obviously, but renting the thing that I was trying to rent wasn't going to work out either. And she's like, well, we're just going to give you a pallet of water. I'm like, how do you turn that down? Like, it's free.
It's free water.
Yeah.
People
and the
need
park
it.
is super good about it, too. They're like, they're going to make sure I have extra garbage cans. I mean, the park has been incredible. So, yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got one more meeting with the park on September 30th.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let's make sure we're all on the same
final.
page.
They're letting me, which is incredible too, because this was the cheapest. The cheapest quote I got for fencing was to set up on Friday before and tear down Monday after. That was it. They said as long as the park is accessible, fine, do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll make sure you're still going to be able to get in and use the park. Nothing's going to be, so.
So the opening will be an opening.
Yeah.
The exits will be exits.
Yep.
Even when we're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, as long as you can tell us that's going to happen, you can do it. I'm like, all right, cool.
Nice.
So it's all coming together. I'm pretty excited.
And it's cool that they make that concession for you, because I'm sure that if it was something else, they'd be like, no, get it out of here.
Right.
But they're like, it's your first year.
Right.
It's a cause that we want this money to go where it needs to go. We don't want to take more than we have to.
And I'm using their fence vendor that they've worked with, so I think that made it easier on them.
You think they would pull the strings to make that vendor come in and just say, hey, just do it Saturday night. Just come by.
Well, yeah.
But I mean,
it's labor intensive.
Right. It's not that simple. It's
overtime. Yeah. So
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying, City of Rancho Cordova, just dig in the coffers a little bit, find a few bucks for that overtime. That's all I'm saying. or the easier thing, just let it be okay till Monday.
Yeah, which is what they're doing.
Which is what they're doing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, Steve. I think we've talked about everything under the sun for this festival.
Yeah.
Anything you think we've left off the table?
I don't think so. It's a very, very important cause. Grab your tickets before they're gone.
Oh yeah, they're gonna. Those are hotcakes. By the time I'm dropping this thing Monday, it's gonna be too late.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're just
What you could have
under-
experienced. That's what this episode's about. What you could have experienced if you'd just known
Yeah.
sooner.
Yeah. Get in there. It's a great cause. It's going to help somebody out. Hopefully a bunch of people.
And then the year after that, even more people.
Yeah.
And then the year after that, even more
Every
people.
year we're going to hopefully make it better.
I think you've got it. You got that special sauce,
We
Steve.
just sit here and talk to Ben every year. This
Oh,
is
that's
awesome.
the worst part of it.
Hey, once a year with Ben is perfect.
Okay, one time, yeah, that's
No, I'm
perfect.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
Exactly.
Ben's a good guy.
It's the most I can do.
Barley Me podcast production. You should check it out. He's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's all right. All
Yeah.
right. You want to ready to get out of here?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to finish my beer, but
Me too.
we will get out of here.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So before I go, where can people follow you? Keep on touch with what Steve Heyer's doing just in general, and where can they find out more about I Can Fight Cancer Brewfest?
Yeah. Well, I created another profile on Facebook. Just look up I Can Fight Cancer Brewfest on there. Actually, all of the information that you will need for the beer fest is on there, and the link to click on and buy tickets is actually on the pin post at top. So
Give.I'llbeware.org.
yeah, super. Just give back. Yeah, give back. Enjoy some great beers and company and great food, and yeah, just
And
know you're giving back.
if
to
you get
somebody.
lost and you're like, this is too much information, Sacramento Beer Enthusiasts on Facebook. There will be so many pinned posts,
yeah, that's a
reminders.
decent sized page too.
Yeah. It's-
yeah.
There's as many members as there were dollars raised. No, that's such an old stat. I
Yeah.
don't even know what the membership is at this point. 30,000?
No, just over
20?
just over 21,000.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when you guys celebrated the 10,000. and
Yeah,
that was
Claim
forever
stake.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back then, that was a huge number.
Yeah.
And one day you'll look at this and be like, back then, that was a huge number.
Back
Yeah.
when we came out at Art of Beer,
Yeah.
I think we were at 1,500 people. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're like, first year of Fuck Cancer, we raised $10,000. And it was like, wow, that was pretty cool. But then
Yeah.
it's a tiny number now.
yeah, I think we're gonna do a lot better this year.
Yeah.
It's a way bigger event. So
Yeah, that helps. And it's
Yeah.
only one day.
and that's the way I kept looking at it. I was like, it's just gonna be one day. It's gonna be a lot less work.
Except for
Well-
all the work. Other than all the work, it's a lot less work.
Yeah. Getting to it, not a lot less work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a? This is not for the. Well, it's for the episode, but it's you don't have to say the thing. Do you have a special email that you created just for this event, so it's not bothering you when you're checking your regular emails?
No,
Oh, Steve,
I know.
next year,
Next year.
specific email.
Yeah, maybe that's,
Separate email.
Maybe this. is
Maybe.
what I'll- yeah.
Maybe an I fight.
Yeah, I can fight,
I can fight
cancer,
cancer.
email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At I can fight cancer.
Yeah. Dot. Yeah. Dot.
Yeah.
Dot com. Yeah, that
Yeah.
probably would have been a pretty cool
Yeah,
idea.
you can, there's still time,
Yeah.
but I think you'll need that next year.
Right.
And also, the nice part is you can give passwords to other people so they can access it and do work on your behalf.
Man, you should be on my committee next year.
I got time. My
Yep.
kid's gonna be 3 soon, so she's pretty much independent.
All right.
As long as she stops breaking everything that she throws on the ground, when she learns to just set it down instead of throw it, I'm available.
Right. I think we nailed it. I did get flyers done just so everybody knows, and I will be passing those out at the all the breweries that will be pouring at the event. So if you're at one of your favorite breweries around here, most likely they're going to be pouring. So
Yeah, and
there's a lot.
if you see Steve at Moksa just pouring beers, and you see a stack of flyers, you're like, "What ones have you not hit yet, Steve? Let me take some. I'm going there next. Let me drop these off for
That's
you."
a great idea.
Yeah, because I heard there's 40 breweries you have to travel to individually.
Well, some of them are coming from out of town, so
Yeah,
obviously
so you
I
gotta
won't
go-
be able. I'm not gonna.
You're gonna have to drive a long way. That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, let's save you some work.
Yeah.
If you have them here, just be like, "Hey, who's heading to this place next? Take 15 with you, or
Right.
whatever."
Yeah.
Or you can mail them. That's also a thing you could
That
do.
is the thing.
You could also just here's the PDF. You print them, fuckers, and then
Well, they're getting them all glossy, so
they know how to glossy a thing.
yeah.
They can print a glossy.
Well, I got them all done. I'm just gonna go pass as many out as I
Fine.
can, and
All right.
yeah.
But what if people helped you?
If people help me, I would take them up on it in a heartbeat.
there you go.
At
That's
this
all.
point, I feel like that would be cool.
Yeah, right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're helping people. People
Right.
can help you.
Right. Yeah, I've gotten this all the way there. If they wouldn't mind pulling it into the driveway
Yeah,
for me, that would
that'd
be
be
great.
great.
Yeah.
Not so good with the parking.
Yeah. Parking, I suck. But, yeah.
All right, Steve. This is episode 183 of Barley and Me. Thank you so much for appearing once again.
Yeah, man.
Only 6 episodes later.
Yeah.
Again, I Can Fight Cancer Brewfest on Facebook. Probably other things coming soon because next year's going to be bigger, better.
Yeah, like I said, probably, but let's just get through this.
Let's just get through this one, but also
it's going to be a good time. We've worked really hard putting this thing together, so
yeah,
it'll be good.
And if any assholes ask for press passes, tell them to. It's for cancer. Fucking buy your ticket.
I will give you a press pass.
No. That's
I'm the least I could do.
No,
for you.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I will not accept it.
I know. It's fine.
I'm not going to accept it, so don't even bother. Is what my point was. Don't let people do that.
Okay.
Don't just tell them no.
But if Ben Rice asks me to get in, I'll probably let him in.
But don't.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. And then for Barley and Me, you can find that across social media at Barley and Me Pod, barleyandmepod.com, Barley and Me Pod-uctions, barleyandmepod@gmail.com. Comedy shows. We got one right here at Moksa, final Tuesday of the month. This month's headliner is in my head. Wendy Lewis. Wendy Lewis is great. The Awkward Cougar at Awkward Cougar on Instagram. Meow. Steve, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And for our listeners, thanks so much for listening. As we talked about earlier, get home safe.
There you go.